everyone. Good evening. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Well, here we are. It's Tuesday evening. It's 7 p.m. in New York. I'm coming live. I'm just 45 minutes outside of Manhattan, and I'm all about just let's have awareness. And I'm a truth seeker, and maybe I'm considered a conspiracy theorist, but I'm really a truth seeker. Did you have any prominent dreams last night? Something that kind of shook you up a little bit? I did. I had some very interesting dreams last night. I had one that I woke up and I thought, oh my goodness, what is this all about? And it was kind of an adventure that I went on with one of my friends in my dream. And we were actually helping those that were in need, the most vulnerable. And I think that's why I chose one of the topics that I have this evening, which is let's tumble down the rabbit hole, prepare for the new earth, and the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's where that is. That's where that's coming from in me, which is those that are what I perceived to be vulnerable and needing a leg up. It turns out the meek is considered the strongest, the most nonviolent, those that are humble, and those that are, I guess, have more integrity and more compassion. So just be aware of that. Okay, so did you tune into your heart today now that we mentioned our dreams? And our dreams should be written down when we wake up because there's something there that we are supposed to know. It's like when we receive an impression through our psychic phenomenon. We all have gifts within us that we were not even told about or shown, and we are discovering them now as we ascend to a higher consciousness. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I say, tune into your heart. And why do I say tune into your heart? Because no one out there really cares. You're the only one who can control your thoughts, words, and actions and create the destiny that you would like to achieve. We would like to bring everything that we want in our heart and spirit forward to us, and not 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road, right here in this minute. Let's create our destiny right here in this minute. And as I've shared with you in the past, it's very crucial that we are aware of what we are thinking, because if we could imagine our thoughts before us, if they were connected and you were reading them in front of you, what are they? Are they positive? Are they negative? Do you say, well, I'm a realist, I'm practical, so this is how it is, and I'm just being someone who is more thinking about the possibility? And basically, it's more of a negative perception. It's someone who sees the world as a glass which is half empty, or half full, I should say. And I sense that anyone who has that kind of thinking within them, it's because they are, I think, a little bit more critical, a little bit more pessimistic, and they're not coming from a place of joy and love in their heart. So let's crack open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. So again, I said yesterday before I left, let's remind ourselves of our 3 authentic characteristics. And you have them. Everyone does. You're a beautiful being of light. You're a sacred being of light. And the quicker that you absorb that and you accept that about yourself, then the faster that you will ascend to a higher consciousness. You will come from a place of beauty and love and peace, and you'll open your doors and you'll want to hug all your neighbors. And that's where we're going. We are all joining the light together. So tumble down the rabbit hole. What does that mean exactly? Oh, don't even have my water in here. Water at night, tea in the morning. That's how it goes for me. So tumble down the rabbit hole. By the way, I'm having a little bit of a rough patch this evening. I don't feel myself. So I'm literally going to go to sleep right after this. So if I'm a little bit convoluted or seem a little off, you're not inaccurate. I am. I'm very off tonight. Everyone has off days. I feel like I'm actually living in a fog and time is passing too quickly right now, and I'm not getting what I want done. So, tumble down the rabbit hole. We've been hearing this terminology for quite a while. I'm wondering if there's glitches right here because I see that there are those coming off and on. They're coming on and then they're going away and then they're coming on. So, if there's any glitches, please share with me. In fact, I'm going to write that. Any glitches? I don't know. I heard someone else had glitches today, and I don't know if there's glitches in the matrix, if the matrix is causing glitches. So tumble down the rabbit hole. That is taken from Alice in Wonderland, that term, because Alice just tumbles down the rabbit hole and she's trying to basically uncover or find the truth, or there's some kind of mystery that she's going to into investigate. And so we are all trapped, tumbling. See, I told you I'm a little bit all over the place tonight, tumbling down the rabbit hole, which means that you're going to fall suddenly. Do you feel as though you've fallen suddenly? I feel as though the last few days there's a lot of energy coming onto the earth, like I've been mentioning. Also, we have a full moon coming, so maybe that's the culprit here. So a headlong fall without even knowing what you were doing, and you go down a bizarre, confusing, nonsensical situation that's difficult to extricate yourself from. And we all are at this moment in time, if you want to consider that there is such a thing as time, this moment we are all seeming to tumble down the rabbit hole because, as we've said, that the veil is lifting and we are uncovering and we're looking and we're climbing out of the matrix and we're realizing what exactly is going on out there. We are starting to ask a lot of questions, which means we are tumbling. We are tumbling and we don't know where it's going to end. And I have been tumbling down a rabbit hole for many, many months, maybe even a year or a little bit longer. And the reason why is we know I love mysteries. I shared with you that I always said growing up, oh, get me a mystery. I want to read a mystery. You know, I loved Alfred Hitchcock's movies. I loved a lot of these movies on Sunday mornings, these television shows when I was growing up. And I loved a good mystery. And there is some good mysteries going on at this very moment in our universe, on this globe, across the world. We are seeing there's some puzzling stories coming out, and we start to it's not really making a lot of sense. And so then we start to it unravels, it begins to unravel. And for many months we heard, oh, it's just everything's gonna go back to normal. Remember how we heard that? Oh, it's going to go back to normal 15 days or 13 days or 20 days or whatever it was till we regain normal. And that never happened. It just seemed as though we were literally tumbling down the rabbit hole. And we were tumbling, trying to figure exactly what was going out. But then we were being fed. We were being fed and programmed and mind controlled some information that just didn't add up. As I always say, 2 + 2 is no longer equaling 4, it's equaling F. And we are beginning to have a little bit more awareness. Anyone who's watching and who knows what I cover, usually topics that are the topics we're not supposed to be talking about. And I probably say things that I'm not supposed to say. However, I have to express myself and convey my truth. And that's just what I do. Hey, Tommy, thanks for joining us. Hi, how are you? Oh, Muscle, are you going to the gym? You headed to the gym tonight. Hello, Tommy. So we are beginning to have more and more awareness every single day, and we are awakening to the truth. And if we turn on the television, which was invented for the family to gather around in the evening and have some entertainment and bring everyone together, and we've realized that television is basically a source of programming, and they are called programs. And if we watch the news, we discover that those are paid advertisements, and they are paid actors. And it's just like you can't take them too seriously. They're just reading from a teleprompter. Yes, I'm a flower child tonight. I am a flower child. Hello. Maybe I'm reincarnated from the 60s, I guess, or something, maybe. Um, and so we are awakening to this truth, and we can no longer deny or ignore or look away. And we can say, oh, that's just silliness, what Mary's saying, or those conspiracy theorists are saying. That's crazy. And or they say, oh, I don't want to see it. Don't show me. Don't tell me. It's making me uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that. But the truth of the matter is, the more that you look away, it doesn't mean that it's the actual thing is going to disappear, the situation or the encounter, it's happening. And so the best thing that we can do is to really look at it instead of looking away. Because haven't you ever realized that when you go into a situation, the best thing to see is all the boundaries? That's what I do. I do that with everyone that I meet and every experience that I have. I truly sense within me what are all the boundaries. And if I'm not quite sure, I stick around till I figure it all out. And then I make a decision. Wouldn't you rather make a decision and have everything within you knowing all the answers rather than just looking away and saying, I don't want to see that. It's making me uncomfortable. Because the more darkness that we are able to see, then the more light we are capable of bringing into ourselves and into our lives and our opportunities. So it's not, I know it's a little bit uncomfortable. And I know some of the information that's coming out there. Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. Good morning. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And, I begin to think that we are actually in a place of disclosure. And I've said that we are in moments right now where we are experiencing disclosure. And disclosure are some of these answers, and it gives us more information so that we can make a proper decision. So we can look at everything and realize, would we like to do this or wouldn't we like to do this? So let's begin to have more acceptance, look closely, ask questions, and discover all the possibilities. Because the faster we go through this portal of change, this shift that's going on, there's a full moon coming, and we have some of these energy portals coming through, and the solar flash is on its way. And when it happens, our bodies have to be prepared for that, which means that we have to have allowed more light in. And the more light that we allow into our lives, the better off we're going to be. It's not something that can happen overnight. It's too much of a shock to your whole physical being, your emotional, your spiritual, your mental. So without knowing, you may be misled if you're not paying attention. As we tumble down this rabbit hole, we're falling suddenly. It's a headlong fall. And as we fall, answers are popping up here and there. We're hearing things. Ask questions. I'm making suggestions here. I'm making suggestions so that moving forward, you will be in a more beneficial position. Let's allow some of this information and data to come forward. And when we hush everything, just like we were hushed, we were told, shh, 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 get in line, go sit in the classroom, read this book, memorize this book, shoot out the answers to me. We weren't given a period of time when we were children. They didn't put us in telepathy school, or they didn't say, express yourself. Imagine if you went to school and all they said all day long was express yourself, write down your ideas. Children have brilliant ideas. Everything is within you, in your heart and spirit. Okay, so without knowing, you may be misled. So pay attention to information that is being revealed out there. Maybe it's coming through in your social media. Maybe it's coming through in your community. Maybe you're seeing it on YouTube videos, whatever it may be. Your system will know. It's like when you sense, because we all have an intuition, and we've been practicing our intuition, our psychic phenomenon. We all have that within us. So internally what's positive for you, what's healthy for you. And if something feels uncomfortable, then say no, thank you. You don't have to follow what everyone else is doing. I'm just here to give you support, tell you that you're cherished, tell you that you're loved, you're a worthy being of light. And more of you is coming online every single day, and it's happening rapidly. Before you know it, the world is going to shift, and you have to be prepared for it. And that's why we're going to get into prepare for the new earth, which is kind of exciting, isn't it? So you might be injured or harmed if you're not paying attention. If you're making a decision that you don't have all the information. That's why, you know what? We are given the information. We just have to listen to it. And don't shoot the messenger. The messenger is there for you. You're supposed to receive the information. Just like I say, when you receive an impression from another source, when you receive an impression from another source, take note. There's something valuable there for you. You know, as you practice your clear senses and your psychic phenomenon, maybe that you're a channeler, maybe you're a medium, maybe you're a clairvoyant. You're going to receive information more and more each day. You might wake up and have some kind of epic dream like I did last night. And there's information there for you for you to make the proper decision and have discernment. And it might be something that's not going to show up right here in this moment or tomorrow. It might show up down the road and you'll say, oh, wait, I had a dream about that. Was that a warning? Was that something positive? Or throughout your day, you might receive some kind of information. So the surprises will come in stages. The more you dig deep, the bigger the truths are revealed, and you will see that. We can't look away anymore. Don't be distracted. It doesn't matter what you have, what you look like, what you do as an occupation. It matters what's within you. We are all headed to the light, and when we reach the light, we are all going to be communicating on another level. And our bodies are going to appear differently. We're going to see things differently. We're going to have a different belief system, and all of this matrix stuff is going to just be gone. It's going to diminish. So it might be that you're in too much pain to see, or you're scared and you might feel fear. So I always say, if you're feeling fear about something, you can't look at it. And this is not just about tumbling down the rabbit hole and receiving disclosure information. This is just in general. You know, that's where you lose your power, is if you exist in fear. If you're sitting here and you're holding on and you're holding your breath, you can't really process things properly. And it might bring you to a place of making poor decisions. So, hi, Anastasia. How are you? Hello. Welcome to Living in the Light. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So eventually all of us are going to need to pay attention, and then you can make educated decisions. So here we go. Here's some suggestions. Look at yourself. Are you a realist? Are you an optimist? Are you indifferent? Are you cynical? Are you distrustful? Are you questioning? Are you hopeful? So don't be misled by all of this programming that you have basically retained. Let's let go a lot of that, and let's try to create this new version of you. And maybe as your light codes become activated, you're going to realize more of your personality will be received, and you must accept it, because then you're going to know more about yourself. And as we accept ourselves, we will be able to make better decisions. So your belief system has been programmed into you. So let's free ourselves. Let's let go of it. Let's let go of any attachments. Let's cut that sack of attachments off and leave it on the side of the road. And so when you come from a neutral perspective, in other words, when someone comes to you, automatically we almost want to gravitate towards reacting, because you're listening and then you're getting excited within you. And maybe you're chilling, maybe you're getting hyperactive over it, maybe you're getting upset, whatever it is. Let's try to immediately, if someone comes to you with information or a story that they're telling you, let's really work on coming from a place of neutrality, which means that you just calm down and all you're doing is listening. The better we are at listening, then the better educated decisions that we can make throughout our life. So we're going to come from a neutral perspective. We're going to free ourselves. We're going to venture forward. We're not going to be scared. Let's bring up from our root chakra all of our personal power. We have that within us. We have a lot of answers within us. And all of this might make you uncomfortable. But let's find our path, our truth, and let's accept ourselves. Let's accept everything within us, everything, even the things that we're shameful over or we're uncomfortable about hearing. Maybe something from your past was really troublesome and you really didn't want to deal with it. And you say, oh, well, if I deal with that, I'm going to be in a bad mood. Or if I deal with that, I'm not going to feel well. Or it's going to take me down. Or I'm going to just have all these emotions. Well, that's a lot of reacting, isn't it? Doesn't seem like it's something good for you to hold on to. So I would say there's got to be a way for you to pass through all of that junk that you're carrying around. Now, maybe it's about writing it down. Maybe it's about journaling. Maybe it's about talking out. Maybe it's about looking at each situation separately if it's too overwhelming. Now, as we go through our ascension symptoms, one of them is dark night of the soul, which is where all of our issues rise up. And it smacks us right in the face, and we have to look at it. And I've shared with you, I haven't lived the most perfect life. I've had a lot of distressful situations. I've had some painful moments, many in fact. Everyone has. We can't rationalize that and say, well, I had more pain than you did. Everyone has had some kind of pain in their life. And as we accept that within our lives, then the more of a chance we come through it and come out the other side, and then we can reach our destiny and have joy in our heart and good things. And we also, as we let go of some of this negativity and all this stuff that we've been carrying around within us, and it's harming us because it's blocking us from our truest potential. So we're beginning to find the truth. Those out there are beginning to find the truth. And so here we're going to bring light into our lives. The more that we bring light into our lives, the better off we are. And I know with myself, look, there's some days that I have that are really difficult days. Today I woke up and I didn't feel well. And I thought, is this physical? Is this mental? Is it something that's bothering me? And I really couldn't figure it out. And I even went to my job in the Matrix and I was puzzled by it. I said, is this mental? Is this physical? Is it my dream? Was it blah, 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 blah? And then I finally just said, whatever it is, I must accept I'm not feeling great today. Instead of, I'm not going to fight it, I'm going to accept it. And then maybe I'm just going to get a good night's sleep and eat a lot of food so that I don't get sick. And I don't know, all of us have some good days and bad days, and that's how it is. And today maybe was a little bit of a bad day for me. But I'm here, and I'm here to tell you that we can get through it. And so let's not give up hope. So let's prepare for the new earth. And so how are we going to prepare for the new earth? Well, I want to bring up the 4 elements, the 4 elements of nature. And I also mentioned ether, which is beyond the clouds, right? And so there's earth, water, and air, the 4 elements, which there's really 5. But, the Matrix doesn't want us to know about the 5 elements of nature. They want us to only say that there's 4, but there's 5. I'm telling you that there's 5. Oh, here's something. This looks like tumbling down the rabbit hole, doesn't it? It's like a vortex. I was obsessed with vortexes for a while. And I feel as though we're all traveling down and tumbling down this vortex, aren't we? And we're uncovering a lot of questions that we've had the answers to, and maybe it's coming through in the Matrix, through the systems, the medical, the history, the politics, the leaders. How is everyone doing? What's the real truth of what's going on? I think we just have to tune inward and not pay attention too much of what's going on out there. Because like I say, we can't control any of this. We can only control this. So as we prepare for the new earth, there's going to be signs of evil. And I've mentioned that. And there's going to also be signs of light and positivity and angels. And I'm going to hold this up because I'm going to be discussing some kind of a little bit of negativity, and maybe I'm going to counter it, and there'll be balance holding up an archangel. There's 9 ranks of angels, and this is an archangel. Maybe it's Archangel Michael or Raphael or Gabriel, but it's an archangel. And archangels are messengers of God. They're warriors. They're protectors of humanity. And I sense that you and I, we are star seeds and light workers. We're part of the 144, and we are here awakening the masses and sharing the 5D with them. And so there are going to be signs of evil that we are going to see. They're going to present themselves. Now, maybe you're going to sense this. It's going to present itself. It might be through someone in a situation that you're encountering daily. It might be at your occupation. It might be during your education, your schooling. You might have this in your community, maybe at your gym, or maybe it's someone in your family and you sense like this person, or you might just be seeing it on social media, some of these really bizarro, wackadoodle clown shows that are going on across the globe. And you sense, what is going on here? Is this for real? And so the innocent, they were wanting to take the innocent evil. They're wanting to take our children. So do not mistaken. This is true. Darkness is out there and is wanting to take the vulnerable. And that's what they want. It's nothing other than that. So be aware and don't kid yourself and say, oh, that's not real. You're just being kooky. Seriously, are you looking at some of what's going on out there? It's just blatantly out there. They're doubling down because they're trying to have this agenda. They're trying to take us to this road of eating bugs and taking all this medicine and being happy with nothing, and this electric car business, and claiming that it's climate change. And what they're really trying to do is they're trying to reinvent a new civilization. And I'm just going to say it the way it is. So don't mistaken. Look at all this. There's satanic signs out there. It's coming through in our leaders, politicians, celebrities, the music industry, the entertainment industry. They're blatantly showing us entrepreneurs. They're not even hiding it anymore. And they're doing some crazy stuff. They're bringing it into our children's museums, and they're trying to say that it's all normal, or they're trying to desensitize us, or they're trying to say, oh, well, then you're this, you're phobic or something. They're trying to claim it that way. Then they're bringing in all these different names, he, she, they, what. And that's because they don't want you to be defined as a man or woman. You are a man or woman. You're not an it. I mean, I know there was the Addams Family cousin it, but you're not an it. You're a man or you're a woman, or you're a girl or you're a boy, and that's it. That's ridiculous, the other thing. So evil does exist, and evil wants our children. It exists in our present culture, showing all of itself, and you will see its desperation. So let's spend our time in thoughts of love, like angels, right? And miracles, an extraordinary event that is not understood or explained. Let's pray for miracles. Let's pray for all the evil to leave. Now, I believe a lot of the demons are gone because I don't sense them anymore. What I do sense is there's clones out there, there's avatars. It's like they're cardboard cutouts. A lot of these evil doers are having heart attacks, being struck by lightning, some bad stuff, because karma's a thing. So there's an extraordinary event that is not understood or explained by natural or scientific laws as a miracle. And it's attributed to supernatural beings, God, an angel, a saint, or a spiritual being. So let's ask for miracles to occur in our lives, and let's go to places of love and compassion in our hearts and forgiveness. And I've shared with you, when you go to sleep at night, think and be in love. Connect your heart and your mind and come from a place of love, and you won't have psychic attacks. You won't have bad dreams. And let's say you do encounter darkness. Let's say some psychic attack happens to you. Maybe You run into someone and this person seems really dark. Have you ever had that happen? They seem very, very dark. Now, when we counter them like this, when we go up to anything dark like this, where we're like, fine, I'm going to fight you on it. Yeah, let's go at it. Come on. It's only going to be a debate. And guess what? Darkness loves that because that's low vibrational. Anger, hate, meanness, sadness, fear. Guess what that all is? That's low vibrational. And guess what? Darkness loves that. Darkness will say, come on, I love that. So what do? If you encounter darkness, if you can look at it, you imagine spinning light around it. You imagine hugging it. You say, okay, come here. I'm going to give you love. I'm going to give you love. And you know what they do? Anyone who's dark freaks out. They freak out. Entities freak out. Evil freaks out. Satan freaks out. You say, Satan, hey, yeah, come on, Satan. I'm going to hug you. They don't like that. They run away. They disappear. So that's how you handle that. So you're going to send darkness packing. You're going to embrace everyone and everything with love. And that's how you're going to raise your vibration. The longer that you're in love, the easier it will be to stay in the 5 dimension. So the 5 dimension is going to change your life as you are in the 5 dimension, as you are in this place of light and love. More of you will become available. Was I always like this? Absolutely not. Heck no. Could I sit here and do this? Absolutely not. Oh, there's a bot. Hey, bot. How are you, bot? And so let's raise our level of joy and happiness and fully be in the present moment, heart, mind, and spirit. Oh, more. Lots of bots out there today. And so how are we going to do this? How are we going to prepare for the new earth? How are we preparing? Well, we know that we've been saying that it's coming from a different mindset. So you're believing, you're having this belief system and you're accepting it. And you're having a knowing that we're in the middle of change instead of pushing it away. Hey, music, hugs and kisses, bots. Music is coming from Canada. Anastasia's coming from New York City. Raymond is coming from Thailand. And so how are we going, and how are we going to prepare for the new earth? It's just this simple. Ready? We are going to have prayer. And so prayer might be, please, let's bring us to a place of love and serenity. It's whatever you choose. I mean, these are suggestions. Connecting with nature. Here's some simple suggestions. And this is how we're preparing for the new earth. It's not about sitting around and gossiping about people. It's not about calling people names or causing fights or not dealing with your stuff. Okay? If you would like to prepare for the new earth, where you're headed, you must come from a place of love, spend time in nature. Now look, today was a rainy day. Do I say, oh, I don't like rain? Well, as much as I could be outside, I was, because any time in nature is helpful. Go see a sunrise. I did that yesterday. Maybe attend some kind of spiritual or religious practice. That's entirely up to you. Thanks for liking the video, whoever's joining us. Meditation. Now, meditation is beautiful because what meditation does, it's simply about focusing on your breath. That's what meditation is. And when you focus on your breath and you go deep, do deep breath work, deep breathing, you are releasing any kind of anxiety. You're coming from a place of relaxation, and everything will flood into your mind, your heart, your spirit, and it won't feel so constricted. It won't feel as though that you're all tight. You'll just feel more expansive. And you'll be able to receive any information that's coming through to you. And there's a lot within you that you've blocked since you were a child. And that's because we just really didn't have time. We were all in a rush. We were going places. We had tasks. And if you had a parent that was critical, or they were like, come on, hurry up, it's time. They were possessed with information about time. It's all about time. Time is relative. It shouldn't be all about time. We should take off our watches. Don't focus on time so much. Let yourself breathe. Spend more time just relaxing, letting everything go, and not being hard on yourself, and not considering yourself, if you're not doing something all the time, you're lazy. Maybe read a book, do some meditation, spend time in nature, just rest. Rest. It's time for us to rest. And so let's live in the light, which is what we're here doing here together. This is a community of living in the light. And that's all it is. It's just about taking a breath, reflecting, having self-realization, all the characteristics that you embody within you, your sacred being of light. So the new earth is our home. It's a destination that we're headed towards. And so blessings for you. Your heart tells all. You will receive blessings. And if you wait for it, you will receive more power, more pure energy, God, divine radiance, and ask and you shall receive. So it's all about really about having more patience and waiting for it. Let's not demand it. I've in my past, as I've received my gifts, some of the time I said, okay, I want this to happen right now. Oh, I want to have another experience. Oh, I want to have another mystical experience. And guess what? When I did that, did it ever happen? No. And that was, you can't control it. You have to let things breathe, let it out, relax. Don't always have so much pressure going on within you and making everything like, oh, I have to dot every, I and cross every T. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have all of the information yet. You're gathering it. You're receiving it. Light codes are activating within you. And all of your blueprint is coming online, and you're understanding yourself a little bit more, but let's allow it to happen. Let's not put pressure on ourselves. So we are tumbling down the rabbit hole, and we are preparing for the new earth. And anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're going to get into some psychic phenomenon in a few minutes. And I shared with you, hey, Casper One. Let's see. Boy, these are some oldie but goodies. Hey, Casper One, let me see. Don't tell me where you're from. Casper One, where are you, Casper One? I know you're on here somewhere. I've got to redo this sheet because there's just too many beings of light here. Casper One, where are you from, Casper One? Did you ever share with me? Yes, meditate and enter into the divine timeline and just choose to let go and choose to forgive and choose the love, because the old earth is going to die. I know it is. And I'm so glad that you're writing that, because when I get little messages during the live, it helps kind of take me in to a different direction, or it reminds me of something that I was thinking about. And it's nice to feel as though I'm being heard and understood. And I agree with you. This timeline, this divine timeline, I didn't understand it. And, like I said, it's a process. It comes through. The surprises come in stages. And we are going to receive the information when we're ready to receive it. And sometimes we think that we're ready. And we say, why isn't it happening right now? And then I've learned, if a situation, I become impatient and I said, this isn't what I wanted, I must look and see. Maybe there's a lesson there or something I'm supposed to know that I didn't know. And I'm supposed to live through this experience. And we are all living through this because we're going to appreciate it so much more. I've heard, well, why isn't the solar flash happen? Why isn't everyone awakened? Why is everyone not awakened? And that's because if we were given everything like this, just like you're handed something, you're not really appreciating it like you would if you have to go through it. And I'm not saying that people should suffer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we will understand ourselves more clearly. We will be able to have clarity that we wouldn't if everything just happened like this. And also, it's a way of kind of bringing up to the surface what's going on beneath. There's been a lot of what's the term I want to say? It's kind of dungeon-esque, in the dungeon. There's been in the dungeon, there's the bottom feeders, there's all the junk at the bottom. And the junk at the bottom was hiding. It would be like a sea creature in the underneath the water, and it's traveling under the water, and we can't see it. And that's what's been going on. There's been all of these very creepy, kind of yucky stuff going on below the surface. And now the pool is kind of emptying. The sea is kind of, the sea level is dropping, and the junk is rising, and we are seeing it. We are seeing it wide open. We are seeing it. And because we're seeing it, we are knowing exactly what we're dealing with. We know the enemy that we're dealing with, and they are the enemy. Now, does that mean that we go head to head with the enemy and we say, come on, let's battle? Well, we can have a spiritual battle, and that's what we've been engaging with, but we're not going to have a physical battle. I just mentioned that. We want to send love because evil doesn't like love. So let's remember that we have so much power within us, and the way we're going to deal with this is by compassion and love, and focusing on the new earth, and knowing that there's divine energies out there that are helping us. Here's a picture. I believe this is we all know this, and we see how God is touching finger to finger, right? And that is very powerful. Hey, Alexandra Morel. Oh, music and Casper, I have to read what you wrote. And so that's what's going on here. I believe when we hit the light, we've all gone to the light. Everyone who's willing to, you have to have acceptance and willingness. You have to surrender to the light. Now, if you don't surrender to the light, what's the other choice? Well, the matrix really has kind of been hell on earth, not heaven on earth. And I believe when we get to the light, we're going to be touching finger to finger with God, with divine energies, with divine events. And it's going to be an experience that you'll never imagine. You won't even believe what's possible out there. We can't even fathom it. It's just beyond our comprehension. When I've had some of these light codes, when I'm waking up or falling asleep, and when I say light codes, I can sense that there's light coming within my system, and my system is rattling. I feel as though my legs are shaking, and when I wake up sometimes it's right there. So when these light codes come through, which I have my eyes closed, and I have an experience, and I know it's real because either the characters in the experience are blinking their eyes, or I'm wildly awake. And my eyes are closed, but I'm literally wildly awake, and it's vivid, and it touches you like not a normal dream does, or not an average situation. So if that's what the experience is from light codes, what's going to be the experience when everyone reaches the 5 dimension? Now, when there's a few of us scattered across the earth, and they say the 144,000, and that might just be, some number, not necessarily true. I don't even feel as though there's been 144,000, but very possibly, if you figure it out, there's 8 billion. So what is that percentage of 144,000 is? Imagine it's just little specks. But imagine when most of the population ascends to the 5 dimension, how powerful that experience is going to be. Right now, it seems so much. So that's where you have to take your mind to the new earth. You have to know that you have to be willing to receive this, and you have to have openness. I don't know anything. I'm not claiming to know anything. I'm making suggestions, and I'm trying to bring awareness, and I'm giving you personal experiences that I'm having. Now, am I grounded in the earth right now? Am I grounded? Am I in this moment? I believe I am. I'm sitting here in front of you. There's a couch. There's little baby Elsa over there. And I'm talking to you in this moment, in the matrix timeline, the matrix, linear world. which is how I'm connecting to you on this computer through YouTube. And so I'm here in this moment. And so I'm sharing with you, and we're having this connection. So imagine the connection we'll have when we all of our energies come to the fifth dimension, and there's just light filling our whole entire bodies, because we are moving from carbon based to crystalline light. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that we're going to literally, our organs are going to change? Are we going to become younger? Are we going to be physically more active? Are we going to be able to teleportation, levitate, um, lift objects with our minds? Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be an experience. So, Casper 1, you can enter the timeline while doing the meditation, choose new earth instead of the old earth, and you can always choose to be love in the face of darkness. Well, thanks for sharing that, Casper 1. And music says, like all the weird stuff revealed from under the Euphrates River, now it is dying up. You know what? I'm starting to wonder about that. What's going to happen across the globe, to different communities, different cities? Are they just going to collapse, like without even any destruction happening to them? Are they just going to implode, like it'll be a divine event? That just came to me. Or like they're just going to crumble inward. In some of those movies we saw growing up in sci-fi, they say sci-fi, which is really reality. You see, when evil is comes to an end, a lot of time, everything just kind of caves into the earth. I wonder if that's what's going to happen in our future with New Earth, because it's going to be very powerful and it's going to shift all the energy. So maybe moving on, I want to mention the meek will inherit the earth. Oh, this is kind of interesting. This looks like very old time with angels, and it looks like God here in the middle with light surrounding his head, and then it just looks very spiritual. These look like actual ranks, some of the ranks of angels. Interesting, right? Okay, so the meek will inherit the earth. What is that? Well, that comes from, that's a religious term, but it came into my head like many different topics do. And I said, oh, I guess that's a topic. I guess that's a topic for tomorrow. And so the meek shall inherit the earth. So the meek, when you hear the word meek, you say, oh, they're the weak. The meek are the weak. So the weak will inherit the earth, when in reality, the meek are the strongest. The meek are the nonviolent. And they're the most peaceful. And so that is who is inheriting the earth. Evil is not inheriting the earth. The meek is inheriting the earth. Goodness is inheriting the earth. All of those who are looking to help those that are in a position maybe of calamity or destruction, or they're in a place of harm, the meek will help those. The meek are not weak. You and I are not the meek. We are the strength. We are the strength that builds the new earth and the earth. And so peace resides in heaven on earth. Hey, James Howard. Hi. How are you? Thanks for joining us. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we've been covering tumbling down the rabbit hole. You fall suddenly. And so it's down a bizarre, confusing, nonsensical situation. And it's kind of difficult to extricate yourself from. And we kind of went through that, and we spoke about how to have more educated decisions. Are you a realist and optimist? And don't be misled by your own belief system. And then we kind of got on to prepare for the new earth and signs of evil. And, the evil just wants to take the innocent, and don't be surprised and don't pretend or be distracted, but evil does exist in our culture, and it's showing itself. And now we're just getting on to the meek will. Hey, the meek will inherit the earth, because the meek will inherit the earth. They have strength and confidence, and they surrender to the grace of God and goodness. And we must have faith and believe in ourselves, especially today and tomorrow and all throughout the next few months because there's so much disturbance going on and turbulence and mayhem and hogwash. And so all those out there that are saying, get out of my way, I'm going to get there. And don't take it personally. It's just business. You have to say, I'm going to take it personally. And guess what? Service to self is no longer a thing. Service to self, the law of one. Ra said, service to self, 95% of your thoughts and actions are about me. It's all about me. My stuff. I have the most expensive pen. I have the most fancy dress. I am the greatest being on the planet, and everything's about me. Me. 95% of your thoughts and actions are all about me. Now, there's that, and then there's the counter, which is service to others, which is what we are headed towards, which is 50% of your thoughts and actions are all about servicing others and taking care of others and having compassion and forgiveness and love and kindness. And if someone's in a situation and you see that they're having a tough time, you don't look the other way. You say, do you need some help? Because good things are happening. I'll share with you. I was in a situation last week and I had dropped something off and I walked away and I looked down and I was texting someone. And then I saw a woman right near the entrance that I was about to walk out of. And I had walked slow and I'm a fast walker. And I saw this woman and she had dropped her bag, she dropped her coat, and she started to cry. And I stood there and I looked at her and I said, are you okay? And she starts telling me her story. And then I said, are you okay? And I meant it. And she said, it's okay. I'm okay. And she grabbed her stuff. And with that, the person that I had dropped off this document to walked up to me. Now, if I hadn't paused, go figure, to ask this woman, he would have missed me and I would have missed him and I wouldn't have been able to get the information I needed. So do you see how things work out without you even realizing? And because I asked her, now is that a reward? I think it kind of is. However, was it intentional? No. I'm not saying to do things to get a reward. I'm just saying, can you see how that played out? It was meant to be. And that's all I'm saying to you. If someone's in a situation and they look like they're having a difficult time, even if you're in a rush and they really need it, because people don't like to cry in person. It's not a thing to do. It's embarrassing. We weren't taught that it's okay to cry in public. So if someone's crying in public, hey, Thomas Grant, thanks for joining us. Hey, hello, Thomas Grant. I think you're coming from, wait, let me think. I know, you're coming from overseas. Thomas Grant, hold on. I'm telling you, I've got to redo this sheet. Thomas Grant, Australia. Hello, matey. I wonder, do you have an accent, Thomas Grant? And we should be looking out for everyone because as we know, we are all connected, aren't we? We are all connected. So if something injures you, it's injuring me. It's like the butterfly effect. They say when a butterfly's flapping its wings, it's affecting something across the planet. So we are being affected by everything that happens across the planet. If there are issues in the environment with the creatures on Earth, if someone's, murdering animals or a human, a being of light like we are, it's affecting us. Everything's affecting us on some level, so be aware. And so as the new earth wakes up, evil's departing and goodness reigns forever. And here on this earth, we begin to be ourselves. So we're beginning to be ourselves. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So the world, the globe is changing and moving and evolving as we are. And so before you know it, I guarantee you, I'm going to have a premonition right now. I'm making a prediction that by early 2023, all of the sudden, a lot of this uncomfortable stuff, a lot of this evil is just going to depart because there's no place for it. If you say, how many out there are believers like we are about love, compassion, integrity, strength? There's more of us than there is of evil. It's just that the evil has been in positions of power, so we haven't realized that there isn't very many of them. It's a very small percentage. So by early 2023, I guarantee you most of evil, if not all of evil, will be gone. Here we are in December, and it's a huge, huge month. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's a huge month. And why is it a huge month? Because we've undergone like so much poop. I mean, it's just, we have undergone so much in the last 3 years. We have not been able to take a breath. And it's still coming. It's like, imagine a big fan in front of you and someone put dog poop in it or something and it was flying in your face. That's what we've been receiving. We've been receiving a lot of poop. We've been receiving it right in our face, like we're just taking it off of our face and wiping it off. And guess what? We're hosing ourselves off and we're starting a new day. Like I say, if you're having a bad day, wipe yourself off. You're going to pick yourself up and you're going to keep moving. You have more power within you than you realize. You have a strength beyond your recognition. You have characteristics that you don't even know about. You're a highly advanced being of light. You really are. You have capabilities beyond. You have a mind that you haven't even touched on most of what's going on. And physically either. We are supposed to live for a lot longer than 80 or 90 years. And heck no, we are not supposed to pass away between the ages of 18 and 45, which has been happening recently. No, we are not. At least that's what they say. Do I know anyone that's happened to? No, I don't. That's in the press. So I don't know what to believe. Wow. Okay. So I met a kid today who cried. Then I remembered those Arcturian healing tones. And then I did a ooh sound. And then unexpected magic happened. And the crying milkons to laughter and joy. Thanks for sharing that, Casper one. And music, I'm wearing a poop-proof golden suit of light. I haven't laughed all day. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That's amazing. I have to remember that. A poop-proof golden suit of light. I love that. Well, you know what? I have to share with you. So I had a speech problem. And, like I said, I didn't get through tragedy. I didn't get through without tragedy in my life. I had a speech problem. I had a near-death experience. So I almost died. And when that happened, my vocal cords were under extreme pressure. And so it shifted my voice. And so my voice did not heal. And so I had a very different voice than I do now until the age of 27. And then I met a speech coach, a famous speech coach in Manhattan. She worked with a lot of celebrities and people that had major speech problems. And I met her when she was 70 and she took me on and I became very close to her. Anyway, what she taught me was which was chanting. So I'm going to share that with you because when I chant, which is a certain tone, my puppy dog Elsa loves it. She loves to listen to me chant because it's, I guess it's some kind of healing sound. So I know that really works. Water crystallization. What is that, Casper one? What is water crystallization? Okay, so let me just say, the world, the globe changes, moving into a place of infinite possibilities, guidance, and the meek, the peaceful, the humble, and the clear-minded are inheriting the earth, okay? So earth is waking up, evil is departing, goodness is reigning forever, and here we are on this earth, and we're beginning to be ourselves. So congratulations. You're one of the first timeline arrivals. Hello, here we are in the 5 dimension. Just because we're here talking about that. And that's why we're going to get on to clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairgustance, clairsestinence, and mediumship or channeling. Are you a channeler? And so let's tune into our clear senses because we're hitting the 1 hour mark, and that's when we do this. And somehow we get here. Oh, before we get on to that, I just want to remind everybody of your chakras. Now, if your third eye is not activated, we have said over and over again, and I will continue to say it because we want everyone's third eye activated, our mind's eye. Maybe take a gemstone. This is an Amazonite. This is a healing stone. Put it on your third eye. Or an Amazonite. Put it on your third eye. More of this. Wow, they're really coming through today. The bots are out the second time tonight. They're trying to mess with us. And that's what Michael De La Rocca talked about today. It happened to him, but I think they disrupted him. And you want to imagine light hitting your third eye, which is between your two eyebrows, which is how you become clairvoyant. When you activate that, you can see in your third eye, you can see other realms, you can communicate to other beings. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. If you're not familiar with all of the chakras, there's 7 chakras within our body, and there's 5 chakras outside of our body. I'm going to cover that another day. Okay, so there's the root, sacral, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Now, if your throat chakra is blocked, that means you're not expressing yourself. You might get sore throats. It might cause you to have fear about speaking your truth. So make sure, hey bot, I have some pics of some hot bots. Okay, so let's get into, because we're now at we're 1 hour. Let's get into psychic phenomenon. Okay, has anyone been practicing? So we're going to relax. We're going to let out a breath. Now, we've spoken about how we want to be like a rag doll. And we're tuning into our clear senses because we have what's called ESP. ESP, extrasensory perception. We're able to hear from another source. We have a knowing. And the more we accept this, the more that comes through. Now, maybe it comes through, you'll hear something and it won't seem like here. It will seem like distant. When you receive some information, when you receive an impression, which is a tone, a sound, maybe it's a visual image, maybe it's a sensation throughout your body. Maybe you smell something. Maybe you taste something. Maybe you hear it. Maybe you see it in your third eye. These are all impressions. Now, if you are receiving telepathic thoughts and we're not here for hot girls. We're here to listen to Mary Amy. That's funny. So someone's doing that. I don't know who. When we are tuning into our clear senses, we are receiving these impressions. So it's going to be, we are receiving, and there's someone sending it. Now, maybe you know the person that's sending it, and maybe you don't know. Maybe it's an outside source. Maybe it's a spirit. Maybe it's a family member that's passed. Maybe it's an ancient ascended master. It's coming from another source, and you know it's not. You know it's different than when you hear something, in person. It's going to be something different, but it's going to feel like it's making physical contact. So let's do this right now. So we're going to relax, which means that we're like letting go. If we have any stiffness in our body, we want to just relax. And I know when I say these things, when I say let's relax, let's do this exercise, some of you might say, oh, this is so boring. I don't want to do this. Why is she doing this? Because guess what? Me telling you is not going to be the same as you experiencing it yourself. If you experience yourself, it's much more powerful. And also you're practicing because you're raising your consciousness to a higher vibration. Imagine going out there and instead of attracting poop or junk, you're going to attract positive, influential beings of light. Maybe the like-minded beings. Someone else will instantly know you're one of their friends. I encounter people and I know immediately if they're right for me. because I'm open and I'm aware and I'm tuned into all my senses. So I'm just saying, just go through this with me. Just try it. Okay? Barefoot walking in the grass or snow is very grounding. Oh, I like that idea. I want some snow. I want some snow. Okay. Now we're going to let out a breath. Now maybe you need to talk it out. And you're going to just feel like you're a rag doll. You're going to let go of any tension within your body. You know, if you have to twist a little bit, if you have to move some of your body parts, tense and let go and tension. And we're letting out a breath. And we're also going to remind ourselves we're not going to be thinking here. We're going to push away any thoughts that come down. We're only tuning into our senses. And this takes practice. So when you're doing this, if you all of a sudden you see something, or stay on that. Don't let your thoughts come in and try to pronounce what it is. Because sometimes our thinking it's programmed, so it's what we think it is. No, let it be what it is. Okay? Let it be what it is. All right. So we're surrendering. We're taking away any thoughts. No thoughts before this moment. No thoughts at all. We're tuning in. So we feel like we're a rag doll. We feel very relaxed. We're breathing. You know, breathing is very instrumental. It's helping you to get deeper. And now I'd like you to imagine dropping down into your senses and surrendering to your senses. Making physical contact with your hearing, your heart, your third eye if it's activated, your touch, your taste, and your smell. Okay, so we're tuning in and we're going to go through and we're going to just practice 2 of them, and then I'm going to give you a suggestion and we're going to see if you receive any impressions. Now, an impression is going to come through as a flash. It's not going to be easy for you to stay on it, but just concentrate and focus. And the more you have a willingness and more you accept this and take away any doubt that it's possible, the more information you will receive. Maybe it's going to be a solution to something that you don't even know right now. So let's let it happen. So we've dropped down, we've relaxed, we've let go, we have patience. Okay, and so we're breathing, and we're making physical contact. So we'll tune in right now. Let's tune into our touch. So we're going to place our hands out in the air like this. We're going to just see if we receive any kind of tingling on our hands. And that means that we're open right now. Do you have any tingling on your hands? Which means there's energy and vibration touching you. I mean, just because we don't see it in this physical reality doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There are angels passing around us. There are beings. There are entities. Okay, so I'm feeling. Let out a breath. No thinking. Take away thinking. Okay, so that's connecting. I sense that I'm connecting my sense of touch. So let's tune into our hearing right now. What are we hearing? Just in the immediate space that we're in. I'm hearing some appliances. I'm hearing outside. We're just doing a check here. If you have your third eye open, what are you seeing? Are you seeing anything around you in your third eye? For me, I have to open my eyes. So are you seeing anything existing around you right at this moment? I saw an angelic being. I saw someone kneeling. I saw a being kneeling. That's what I saw. Now let's tune into our heart. We're just doing a check, and then I'm going to give you a suggestion. You're going to pick one of your senses, whichever one seems to magnify any impressions. That's the sense you choose. So let's tune into our heart right now. What are we feeling? Are you feeling any pain? Are you feeling relieved, happy, whatever it is, whatever emotion, accept it within you. The more we tune into all of our senses, the more impressions we will receive. Okay, hey Circle. So Circle, we're in the middle of, we're about to do one of our Claire exercises. So let's together do this. I mean, swimming in the ice cold water. Okay, so we're relaxing. letting out a breath. We're a rag doll. We're dropping down into our senses. We're making physical contact. And now I'd like you to pick one of your senses to tune into. Okay? And then I'm going to give you the suggestion. Okay. So I'm choosing, like I've been doing, this is all personal. You pick whatever sense you'd like. I'm tuning into my hearing. Now, if you choose one of your senses and you're not receiving any impressions, not any information, it's knowing from an outside source, you know it's not your thoughts, pick another sense if it's not working. I'm picking my hearing. Okay, so I've dropped down, relaxed, ragdoll, making physical contact. And so I'm suggesting that you go to you're going to someone that you would like to forgive. And we're going to travel to, we're going to the future. We're traveling to Thursday. It's Thursday, December, what day would that be? December 8th. It's December 8th, and you're forgiving someone on December 8th. And so what you pick a clear sense, you're moving to that date, and you're forgiving someone that day. So you want to go to that situation. You're forgiving someone. You're having forgiveness. Someone has harmed you, and you're forgiving them. So let's go there. It's December 8th. So you want to go to the emotion of forgiveness. You're going to a moment in that day. You're creating this. Now I just realized I went to thinking. I want to go to my senses. So I'm going to my clairaudience. So what am I hearing in this situation? Okay, so I received information and I saw, where are you from? I'm from, okay, so I saw myself sending forgiveness to someone, and then I heard their voice and they said no. And then I embraced them, and this is what happened for me. And I allowed this person to sob and weep. I don't know if you had an experience. And so we are just trying at this moment, what these exercises are doing is we're creating positive future events, and that's what that is what this is for. And we've been doing love, and we've been doing now we've done forgiveness, we did joy, and I realized that this is basically a way of creating, I say cause and effect. We're creating a different outcome. And it's also very positive if you can go to that feeling of forgiveness. And the other day we did joy, and then we did love. So you're going, and so basically you're bringing that to your system. Now, I don't know if anyone realizes that when we go to a place of one of these higher emotions, the higher vibrational emotions, we're actually relaxing our nervous system. So it's very good for us when we go to a place of joy or we go to a place of love. We're relaxing our nervous system. Do you ever feel as though when things are upsetting and you have anger or hate, your just whole body's tensing up? That's harming you. Okay, so now let's do the ball of light because we're out of time. and anyone who's joining us. So we have a couple of comments here. Send him the ball of light, please. My friend James needs a ball of help. Send him a ball of light, Alexandra Morel says. Okay, so we're rubbing our hands together. Now, clairvoyance is clear vision, the ability to see people and objects and locations. Clairaudience is clear hearing, which is what I've been saying. I've been doing the ability to hear things others cannot. Clear cognizance is clear knowing something without reading or hearing about it. It's a sense. You have a sense of knowing. You just know things. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I tend to leave out claircognizance, I realize. It's your knowing something because it's very close to clairvoyance, I sense, but maybe it's not. Sense of allowing someone to know something will be real, although there's no other way of backing up this knowledge. Okay, we're rubbing our hands together, right? We're doing the ball of light, and we're taking apart. Now, I took a pain reliever because I had a really bad headache. So I don't know if this is going to work for me right now, but we're trying. Sun gives joy, moon promised sleep, Venus gives love, Jupiter gives peace, and Mercury gives wisdom. Thank you, Casper One. Okay, so we're taking our hands away from our body. Now, if you sense that if you cup your hands, you're not feeling any kind of energy or vibration on your hands, then just keep them this way. But for me, this has a sense on my hands. I sense something. I feel a vibration. And so we are creating light on this earth. We are creating energy. We're bringing energy. And the more light and energy we bring on the earth, the more that we shift away darkness. You know, we are very powerful beings of light. We're sacred beings of light, highly advanced. Don't forget that. Now, I say have 3 authentic characteristics, but you probably have 100. You just aren't even acknowledging them. They're within your DNA. Your DNA blueprint is coming online. All right, so in the past, I've shared with you that we are holding the ball of light, and maybe we use it as a teleportation device, or we use it as a Merkabah device where it's ancient healing. We've gone into the past or the future. So right now, what we're going to do is I've shared with you, I look into my third eye and what do I see? And the ball of light is sharing with me. But we're not going to do that because that's just about me. We're going to do this about you. I would like you to progress and transform and evolve here. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about sharing with you different actually ways of stretching yourself so that you can think from a different perspective and you can have advancement. So let's imagine, so you're holding the ball of light. I'd like you to imagine with this ball of light, I'd like you to take this, you're with this ball of light, and I'd like you to be waking up, and you're holding the ball of light, and you're waking up, and you have landed on January 1st, 2023. So what we're going to do is we're going to do all the little steps, and we're going to get there. So that's the suggestion. So we're going to, if you want to close your eyes, you can keep them open, whatever works for you. We're letting out a breath, and we're dropping down. We're relaxing our body, our physical vessel, like we're a rag doll as much as we can because we're holding a ball of light. And so we're relaxing, and if you choose to close your eyes, we're having patience. We're pushing away any thoughts. And now we're dropping down into our system. And I'd like you to pick one of your clear senses, you know, your hearing, your taste, your smell. I said claircognizance, your knowing, whatever it may be, your feeling, your third eye. And I'd like you to tune in. So go to that and connect with that clear sense. And then I'd like you to imagine, I'd like you to have the suggestion that you're holding this ball of light and it's January 1st, 2023. Let's see what information comes forward, what data, what impressions, maybe a sign, a symbol, a message, a number, a word, maybe a spirit animal, maybe an entity. Okay, so let's see what mental picture, something, a sound. All right, so here we are. Pick one of your clear senses. I'm going to choose my hearing, and then I'm going to go to my third eye. So we're tuning in. We're holding the ball of light. We've surrendered to our senses. And it's January 1st, 2023. What are you seeing and receiving? The suggestion is it's January 1st, 2023. or time traveling. Okay, so I am receiving, I saw snow, I saw ice. Um, let's see, what am I receiving? So I want to tune into that, what I saw. So I'm holding the ball of light. So I'm outside and I saw some wildlife, or I see some wildlife. Let me see if I tune into my hearing, if I receive something else. It's not easy. So someone's speaking to me and asking me if I know what day it is, and I hear a voice. And if you're receiving any impressions, share with us in the chat. All right, so I see a wolf. First, I had seen a fox earlier, and now I'm seeing a wolf. And I don't know if the wolf is a symbol of something else or what it is. So I see a wolf. Now I'm hearing don't go near the wolf. So I wonder if the wolf is a representation of something evil or bad. January 1st, 2023. So I heard the friendly voice asking me about if I knew what day it was. And then I saw a fox, and then I saw a wolf. I saw snow and ice. So that's what is going to happen to me, I guess, on January 1st. Putting my hands together, some wolf is going to come to me, and I'm going to be outside in the ice and the snow. What does everyone else receive? I'm going to be ice skating on January 1st, 23. Okay, good for you. Maybe I will be too. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a day live. It'll be 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I hope you join us. I don't know what the topics are going to be. I'm really grateful for everyone. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's just remind ourselves that there's some things that we can do for ourselves right in this moment. We're going to just go through them very quickly in this moment. So if you are feeling any pain, any anger, any fear, we want to go to that. Maybe we want to journal it. If you have someone that you can share that information with. But you must be accepting of yourself and loving to yourself. I say tune inward, have unconditional love for yourself because you're a worthy being of light. There's definitely some practical ways of feeling better. Maybe you go out and spend some time in nature and have some solitude, have some quiet rest. You can turn on certain frequencies. There's the different meditation frequencies. If you go online, I know the 963 hertz. If you punch that into your YouTube, it connects with spirit. 852 attracts the soul tribe. 741 awakens intuition. There's some ways that we can heal ourselves. It's not just about um, ourselves and being alone. It's about who you assemble around you. Be sure that those that are around you are like-minded. They're not coming from a place of just drama and toxic negativity, because if you are ascending, that's going to bring you down. That's going to take you off your path. You don't want to be distracted. There's enough distractions out there already. We're receiving frequencies from cell towers, from satellites, from cell phones, from computers. It's exhausting. All right, make sure I'm suggesting, I don't want to say make sure, I'm suggesting that you drink water, Try to eat healthy, stay away from any GMOs, get some exercise, take a walk, and let's have self confidence. And anything that we're receiving impression wise, take note of it because maybe it's something you're supposed to recommend. It's recommended to you. It might be a solution to a problem. Receiving an impression that's meant for you is like receiving a text or an email or a phone call or an opportunity. It's meant for you because you are on a certain frequency. You're operating on a certain frequency. And so as you're on this frequency, you're only receiving certain information. No one else is going to receive that information. That's your specific extraordinary frequency. So take note. Okay, everybody, I'm going to spin light. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Let's just run through. It came through today. We had Tommy, we had Raymond, we had Alexandra, we had Anastasia, we had music, we had Casper One, James Howard, Thomas Grant. Thank you all of you. We had some bots. Thanks, bots, for joining us. We're sending you love too. We had Casper One, we had Circle, and that's a pretty big large group here today, and I'm really appreciative of all of you. So I'm spinning light and you're in the center of it, and tomorrow I'll be back at 11, so I hope you join us during the day. And please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you deem so. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Mary Amy, that's me. I'm spinning light, and I'm sending you good wishes, and all of you have a wonderful evening, and I hope you rest, and we'll be all meeting each other in the light one day, physically meeting each other. So I'll see you soon. Bye.